I had never been to George's Island in Halifax Harbor before.
Is today the day?
Today is the day. It's like it's right behind me. It's that island right back there.
Lighthouse Keeper's house. Oh, we need a selfie in there.
We're on George's Island.
We're doing it. Catherine and I were out for a walk, and we happened on this music and dancing, and we ended up in the mix somehow.
We were just walking along the waterfront.
And we came to the ferry that takes you to George's Island. Neither Kat or I had ever been to George's Island before.
So we were walking on the waterfront and we turned around and look over and see this boat that's going to George's Island. And we're like, how often do these ferries go? Should we go?
Is today the day?
Today is the day.
We explore the famous George's Island?
Talk about tapping into your inner child. With Kat, it's always an adventure.
The ferry is operated by a local company. They're called ambassadors, and you simply buy a ticket and hop on.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
Yay! Lighthouse Keeper's house. Oh, we need a selfie in there.
Yep, 1,000%.
You can imagine for thousands of years the people who would travel this harbor, that beach right there was just a great place to rest. There's lots of depictions of Mi'kmaq people, for example, on that beach. When the Europeans come, the very first place they landed was George's Island, and you look out toward the harbor approaches, you can see how this was the most strategic point in the entire harbor for defense.
We've done it. Yeah, we get off this boat, and there was this big landmine, I guess. It looked like a big Easter egg. We were for sure fascinated by this.
The very first thing you encounter as you come off the ferry is a submarine mining station, which is, from a military historical standpoint, one of the most important structures on the island because it was unique.
To see something of that size and understand, like, you know, what kind of impact that might have on a ship, and to be that close to it, almost, it gave you a real sense of, like, the power.
Oh, this is beautiful. Let's go maybe check out that picnic place.
I like it.
Okay.
When we booked our ferry ride with ambassadors, we also pre-ordered a Parks Canada Perfect Picnic.
Okay, find your perfect picnic place.
Okay, so
Relax in a red chair or lay your blanket on the grass.
ooh, red chair. It was so nice of ambassadors to make this lunch available for us.
It's a joint partnership. It is a Parks Canada initiative, a perfect picnic. So you can bring your own if you want, but if you don't want to box up a lunch, because that can be, you know, a bit of a hassle, we have the perfect picnic, and it's perfect.
And it was really delicious and a great little extra, especially when you're going on an impromptu trip to George's Island out of nowhere and didn't pack a lunch.
We had chips, and Kat had a lobster roll, and I had a nice sandwich.
Is that that's the Silva?
Along with the George's Island Ferry, Ambassadors also operates the tall ship Silva, which Kat and I saw sailing by. Another item for the bucket list.
Any thoughts on what you want to see next?
I'm really excited about the
so
tunnels.
excited about tunnels.
That's maybe what I'm most excited about now. Cheers.
Cheers. I love that Parks Canada has really revitalized and maintained this island. I think it's a great piece of history that we should all know about. And the more you learn about the area that you've grown up in or that you're going to see, I think it really helps you appreciate more about the culture that you're a part of or that you're learning about. And so, yeah, I really appreciate that they've done that.
This little brick house was built in 1901 as quarters for Royal Artillery officers and their families.
Wow.
Like plural. The house contained a kitchen, parlor, 2 bedrooms, and an outside sentry post.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the outside sentry post. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I wonder how many families would stay in there. 2 bedrooms.
It says more than one.
Yeah,
It's
plural.
like married officers. I wonder how many officers would be stationed here. Okay, this is the lighthouse keeper's family.
You'll notice that the style of that lighthouse is very familiar. The Peggy's Cove Lighthouse is roughly the same style. There's quite a few of that same style that were roughly built at the same time, early 20th century. And the lighthouse keeper's house is a little wee white house that's there now, which is a mid-20th century structure.
What a life they lived.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that actually is amazing.
Okay, we're gonna get closer to the lighthouse, explore that.
When there's a lighthouse nearby, how could you not explore?
Gorgeous.
We're doing it remote angles.
We're on George's Island. We're doing it. We made it. Look at the lighthouse. Oh, it's a beauty.
Okay, and then selfie from this end.
Oh, yes.
Every year we're going to be adding new attractions and new ways to experience the island. This year we have some new interpretive panels which help tell, the Mi'kmaq story and as well that Acadian story and, other aspects of the military story as well.
It was really nice that they had these interpretive panels and you could go over and see what Halifax looked like at different times. And so I remember going over and looking at the Mi'kmaq panel and understand, who's really been here before us and, whose land we're on. I really appreciate that they added that in.
These basically glass panel, which has a scene printed on it, that if you crouched a certain way and you can actually, as you look through the panel, you can line up the view from George's Island to the Halifax shore. Very simple, but very effective.
Yeah, there it is. That's really cool.
So we learned a little bit about the history with the Mi'kmaq and the history with the Acadians. I find that stuff interesting.
Magical for me. Oh, got it. Nice.
Yeah, we walked up this hill and then we came across.
Okay.
So into the fortress.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of strange. You'll be out there in the middle of the city, in the middle of the harbor, and you feel like you're somewhere else. There's the features along the shore. There's the Fort Charlotte, which is the fort on top of the hill, and of course the tunnels. We call it a hidden gem.
There's people in these historical uniforms, and there's information available at different parts of the tour that can sort of keep everything in perspective, and it's nice. It's nice having that sort of interactive experience.
Upon exploration, we found a big gun, and we require a photo of it, like a touristy moment. It's your turn.
Oh boy.
Oh, excellent. We're on a cannon. Yay.
Any thoughts on what you want to see next?
I'm really excited about the
so
tunnels.
excited about tunnels.
That's maybe what I'm most excited about now.
Can we go through on our own or like the rest of the island, or is this something that we need a guided tour for?
Yeah, so the tunnel system is just by guided area only. And it's not too dark. It's just we have modern lighting all throughout the tunnel system.
That's what we would do if we worked here. We would just constantly be playing hide and seek. And we'd be like, how's that gunpowder coming along? Amazing.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to Fort Charlotte. Were you guys interested in a tour of the tunnel system?
Love to.
We're very fortunate to have a very excellent partner group called the Halifax Civil Society. They do the work because they love it. They have taken ownership of the story and they want to interpret these sites for you. So they're very keen to help visitors understand the island.
This is what's called a polygon or casemated style fortification, where the idea was rather than having your exposed stone masonry forts like star forts like the Citadel, you take your stone fort and you just put it underground, protected by meters and meters of earthwork, of dirt above. So
the entire fort is a buried fortress, basically. In the 1860s, the older fortifications were replaced to build what's there now, which is this essentially a big two-tiered gun battery. That is, there's cannon on the top and cannon on the bottom, and in between are these tunnels.
Oh, this is awesome. Oh, look at the light. Oh my God.
So On this island here, you really couldn't place a island better for the defenses of the harbor.
This is one of the deepest natural ports, and so that was really attractive to the Crown for trade, and so there was a lot of time and effort and money and energy spent in defending this. So a lot of the history has to do with defense.
This is the main magazine of the fort. So this is where you'd store all your big heavy barrels of black powder. You have 100-pound barrels in here. You can see the slits in the wall where all the racks used to stand.
So black gunpowder, the old type, is like salt, full of salt, and it absorbs moisture. Those tunnels are wet. It'll cake and become inert, so the gunners down there had to constantly rotate the barrels and roll them on the floor to stir up the gunpowder, and they never stopped.
So they're going through here almost in the complete darkness because there's no heat sources allowed in this room. No flame, definitely, and that's the light source of the day was flames.
One of the things you notice that if you travel around the world and you look at fortifications, you'll see very common elements. The white paint is very common. It's to help you see. It's reflective.
So those guys, they'd be working, almost in the darkness, digging through this black sand-like texture, the black powder, looking for these clumps, measuring out bags, with no metal at all in the room to protect against any potential spark.
You couldn't bring a lamp in there, or everything would blow up, and you couldn't even have any metal on your person because that could ignite a spark.
They've got hobnails in their shoes, not unlike mine, with the hobnails and cleats.
One little spark.
Yeah, so you have say
black
you
powder.
have a nail in the ground, you come in here with these boots.
Yeah.
With that, we're just gonna head right through the tunnel right over here.
And if you go down there, you can see these little windows. So you think this is crazy, but they had, burning lanterns. But for safety purposes, they would place these lanterns in these lantern galleries. It would shine its light into the magazine, and that white paint would help reflect some of that light, so the gunners down there could see what they were doing.
Even the ceiling architecture, just like the little points.
Yes, so just take notice of down these two paths right here.
Oh.
This is part of what I was just saying before with none of the powder, the shells being for the guns above us.
Yeah.
This is how they got the firepower to the guns above us.
So you got a main gunpowder magazine, which could hold about 2,000 barrels of gunpowder. Then there are linking tunnels where cannon shot and shells were stored. The shells were huge, they're very heavy. The guns were 9-inch caliber, massive guns.
So the powder and shell is put onto a cart, which then is brought down through here into this room over here, which is a dead end there, because that is the shell lift, working like a dumbwaiter.
Feels a little surreal to be inside the island itself.
That's what we would do if we worked here. We would just constantly be playing hide and seek. And they'd be like, how's that gunpowder coming along? This one is really cool, there's bars. This one is like, you can't get out here.
I didn't think that this is where we would end up on when we were coming to George's Island today.
Me neither.
Coming into the tunnels.
Yeah, we'll just continue on right down through here. So in this room here is the what's called the caponier. So there's 5 of these throughout the fort, and the purpose of it is it's like the last point of defense for the fort. So in between the two walls, you look through all these little slit windows right here. These are what's called loopholes. So you'd have a rifleman standing behind each of these windows, firing down the length of the ditch at the enemy that's just climbed down in.
It was, incredible to have this fellow tour us around, and he's in full period gear and he's so knowledgeable. It was wonderful.
And then right here, you can get a good idea of what it would be like attacking this fort, where you're being fired at from the caponier we've just climbed out of. You're being fired at from the caponier just right over there, and potentially by men standing up on top of the walls, firing down into the ditch itself. With that, we'll just keep on heading over here into the lower battery.
The lower gun battery, the one below, is quite interesting. It's 5 or 6 vaulted chambers with gun ports facing out towards the harbor. And I say, if you stand there and you look out one of those gun ports, It just looks like a shooting gallery.
Yeah, so for this gun here, it fires a 410-pound shell, and with that, it uses 50 to 70 pounds of powder, depending on the type of shot or shell you're firing, to fire that shell. So if you ever heard the noon gun, that's 1 pound of powder being fired with that. Just imagine 50 or 70 pounds of powder going off in a room as echoey and as small as this one here.
Oh man, there's like 2 tall ships. They're right in our sights. Are they friendly?
These guns are developed for the purpose of sinking armored ships, the ironclad ships. So this 10-inch gun, the biggest in the late 1860s, but by the 1880s, the guns are built much, much bigger, 12, 12 and a half, all the way up to 17 and a bit.
We say that we protect the stories in Parks Canada, but we're one of a big network of partners and so on who try to protect these stories. And yes, if the medium is the message, the landscape is the medium, and it's the stories. It's preserving the fabric of the history of our country. If you don't know your history, you don't know who you are. To have no history is to have no memory, is to have no identity. So this is why we do this.
We made it.
We did it.
We did it.
If you head right down this path, you'll be just about right where we started.
Of course, we're not quite finished the tour yet, but kind of in the far distance, like what sounds kind of like music, and people are kind of dancing. We're like, oh, what's happening over there? And our interest has already peaked.
And we saw across the way swing dancing occurring.
It looks really exciting. Like I think we should add it to our bucket list.
Yes?
Yeah. Let's do it. All right. That was really fun to be able to come back and come across what actually was a swing dancing event. So try it we did. I love this. That was really fun to be able to come back and come across what actually was a swing dancing event. So try it we did.
It's like a movie.
It's lovely.
And we happened on this pergola full of music and dancing, and we ended up in the mix somehow, which is always what it's like hanging out with Catherine. Is this a lesson, or is it a...
So this is actually just a social dance for swing dancing. I don't know if y'all have heard of swing dancing before.
Yeah.
If you guys have ever done swing dancing before, you're more than welcome to drop your stuff and join us.
Yes.
We would love to.
If you've never tried swing dancing before, I can show you guys a couple of real quick moves to get you started.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be super helpful.
Cool.
Gabby right away said, if you know swing dancing already, you can just jump right in and find someone on the dance floor. And if you don't, I'll give you a crash course. And so she taught us the basic steps.
So there are 2 very strict rules for swing dancing. The number 1 is have a lot of fun.
Amazing.
And the rule number 2 is do not take yourself seriously at all.
Good. Done.
Okay. Good. We just want to make sure our bodies are really into the music. You'll see a lot of people it looks like we're bouncing, really just grooving to the music. And we want to sort of step every single beat. There we go. Perfect. Yeah.
It was so exciting to be around a group of people and also so welcoming to be around people who were just so open to new swing dancers who really did not know what they were doing, and we're just there to have fun.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit every beat. So ba 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 ba. There we go.
The 2 rules were have fun and don't take yourself seriously, so we knew we were in good hands.
Slow, and then quick again. Quick, 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 quick. We're gonna do 2 of each. We're gonna go slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Amazing, slow, quick, quick, slow.
It was so much fun just relearning a bit of swing. I'd done some maybe about 10 years ago, so it was very long overdue that I had a refresher.
We're gonna go 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and a quick, quick, slow, slow. This is the footwork. This is all you need to know. Everything that you see on the floor is just a fancier version of this, but this is it at its core. This is swing dancing. Congratulations. There are 2 roles, a lead and a follow. So the lead is the one who chooses what moves get done and sort of what's coming next and where the dance is going to go. But it's the follow's job to sort of finish the move and complete it and make sure that everything's looking good.
I love this. I think this is so much fun. Yeah. I can't wait to do more.
Kristen and I practiced for a while to some of the music, and that was just, it was so much fun. It did feel like we had gone back in time between George's Island and then hearing swing music and following it and then doing and learning these swing moves. I felt like we were in another era, and it was great. Mini air guitar. Oh, thank you.
There's something special about swing dance, I think. You have to meet other people.
How do we ask someone to
You
dance?
just walk up to anybody who's not currently dancing and say, would you like to dance?
Amazing. Okay, then we're just like, we've only done the follow part.
Right, no, yeah.
The only thing that made me nervous was when they said, now go ask someone to dance. And I was immediately back in grade 7 going, no, no.
I can't lead you.
I know, sorry.
Let's get that just out of the way.
Walk up to everyone, would you like to dance? I dance follow, something like that, or I only know the follow part.
Got it.
And they will either be like, that's fine, or they'll be like, ooh, me too. And then you just go and ask someone else.
I only follow as well. Good day to you.
Now switch partners. Like now you're not going to be dancing with the same partner. We have, you have to go around, you have to meet other people.
We're the wallflowers now.
Slightly.
Would you like to dance with Catherine? She's a very good lead. Okay.
You have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to put yourself out there, and in order to learn anything, and in order to have any sort of experience. So.
Would you like to dance?
Yes, I would love to dance. I would just love to.
You are so warm and welcoming and inviting and
Thank
just,
you. Now that you know, you could go like anywhere to any community and ask someone to dance, and they'll be very happy to receive you. And you push it and you push it and yeah, cross over. And you push it and you push it and yeah, cross over. And you push it and you push it and yeah, cross over. And yeah, cross over. And yeah.
Very excited that we came here today and stumbled across this wonderful group of people who are all dancing.
What was that dance that they were doing that you have to?
Oh, the shim sham?
The shim sham.
We need to learn this.
We need to learn the shim sham.
It never ceases to amaze me how many opportunities there go in and find a new adventure, like talking about maybe doing some swing dancing that we were seeing, and like, is this a possibility? Or being able to hop on a ferry to George's Island, or yeah, it's awesome. I love our waterfront.
This is our ocean playground.